Okay, so my name is Taylor Hall, and that's Karina Mata on recording. And today we're here to ask you about the psychological effects of war. So, from your perspective, how do you think psychological effects affect someone during war?
Well, I mean, people can, what they have called shell shock. And shell shock very simply means that people can have nightmares, they can also have emotional reactions. They also can, it affects their ability interpersonal stuff. Sometimes, like you even see some Vietnam veterans that have been homeless because they're not able to adapt to society after coming back from war.
So, how do you think psychological effects affects you personally? How do they affect you?
Personally, I never fought in any wars, so I can't really speak on that. But I know people that have. I know people that have had to go to mental institutions. Some people can't talk about it. If they do, they'll burst up in tears and cry. So I personally can't speak because I never was in a war. But I mean, I've seen the effects of people who have been in war.
Do you know anyone with a serious psychological disorder?
No, I don't know, but I know my uncle, when he came back from the Korean War, for 6 months he had to be put in a psychiatric ward, and a pretty severe ward. They had to put him in a padded room where he could decompress. And then after that, even after the war, he was always a very gracious person, but he was very high-strung, and he could blow up like a volcano in a second.
So that brings me to this question. How do you think war affects the civilians that experience it?
Well, it affects many ways. If a mother loses a child that's irreplaceable, and you lose a son or a daughter for war, it's irreplaceable. For instance, I know of a mother one time, what she did when her son died, she had his combat boots put in bronze and cast and put on her mantle, and it was a reminder of the sacrifice she had to pay. Not only that, children lose their father, lose their parents, so they don't have the benefit of growing up with their parents in their life. So I think in those aspects it affects civilians in many ways.
And how does this affect one's physical health?
Well, after all, stress will kill you. It can raise your high blood pressure. It can cause you to eat improperly. It can cause you to do a lot of things, be defiant of authorities. So overall, stress will kill you if not managed.
Well, that's very interesting. Now, I hear that when you're 18, they automatically draft you now, according to some sort of act?
What you have to do when you get 18, and this is for males only, you have to register what they call selective service, which simply states if a draft comes, then this branch of the service would you be able to go to be able to serve. Now, if there's a peacetime situation, no, you're not going to be drafted, but if it was a big enough war, yes, you can be drafted for military service.
Well, that's very interesting. And I think that's all the questions we have for you, Mr. Wellman. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and y'all have a good day. Go Falcons.